No Davido, no Afrobeat. Yes, this statement is true. I completely agree with this statement. But there's still a comma in this statement, though. So stick with me to the end. Let me explain the comma and also why I think the statement is true. So I'll start from the statement being true. Is the fact that Davido is still one of the top tier global artists that is still representing, that Nigerian street inspired sound consistently till date. All of his peers, the global artists, the top dogs, they've moved on. They've started, infusing fusion into their music, doing pop like music or tear and all that. I don't want to name names, the peers I'm talking about, right? But it's just a selected few who are still consistently representing that core Afrobeat. Now, that is where I said the statement is flawed. There is a comma in the statement because these days people throw these words out too much and say Afrobeat, Afrobeat. And when most people talk about Afrobeat, they are referring to the Lamba Afrobeat, the Nigerian street inspired Afrobeat, where our pidgin, our slangs, the beats, and but now that is not the case anymore. Afrobeat is now an umbrella term for a lot of sounds, the fusion, the pop, the Afro R&Bs. I even hear Afro romantic, Afro emotion. So there's a lot of Afro something thrown under it right now that when people say Afrobeat, it's difficult to separate which of the Afrobeats are you talking about, right? And so now, where the statement is correct is when you say no Davido, no Afrobeat core. Core is the root. The root gone gone. Now him be the core. Now him be that street lamba. Now him be that street inspired music that we get from, you can only get inspired from the street of Nigeria. There are only a few artists doing it right now. We see Rema coming back, to home base to do real Afrobeat core, but Rema is really not consistent. He that kind of breeze. He goes back and forth, right? Ashake is also an Afrobeat core, sticking to Yoruba, using some lamba, some lingua here and there, but he's driving and pushing the culture in that aspect. But Davido is that top dog that is up there that is still consistently representing Afrobeat core. The core of Afrobeat, Davido carry am for head. He's consistent with it. He's very strong. His influence is very strong with it. People know what to expect when David wants to release an album, that he's gonna give us a core Afrobeat. No, palettes. Even if he does palettes, like he obviously he does palettes here and there, the Afro pop and all that, but he's more consistent with the core Afrobeat, right? In all of his songs, in all of his projects, you can hear that. So yes, that's the reason why that statement is true. No Davido, no Afrobeat core. Thank you.